The only way MrBeast is quitting YouTube is if YouTube just ceased to exist. The only way to get MrBeast off the app is if the app just disappeared like tomorrow. And even then, I don't think MrBeast will ever stop being a YouTuber. I think he would just create his own YouTube and just call it BeastTube because he's a beast after all. There's a reason he's called MrBeast. Hi, my name is Anjy, and today I'm going to talk about why everyone is quitting YouTube. I can't use myself as an example, but who I can use is MrBeast himself, because what we're starting to see now is some kind of epidemic of YouTubers, OG YouTubers, somehow just coming out and saying they're quitting YouTube. Well, we know half of them are lying, they're just taking a break. But for the ones that got emotional, or the ones that we think might actually quit YouTube, why is it? Why is it that after so many years, they finally decided to quit? Could he be burnout? No, because MrBeast has been making YouTube videos now for over a decade. So why isn't he burnt out? There's only one answer to that. And it's something that Ali Abdaal has actually called feel-good productivity. If you haven't read the book, not sponsored, if you haven't read the book, give it a try, okay? But it's basically about how to do anything effortlessly, how to do more of what matters to you. And it's the psychology behind being consistent with anything that you do. And the secret is to make it feel good. MrBeast would never, I repeat, never stop making YouTube videos because he's obsessed with it. He's obsessed. He's so passionate about YouTube that I do not see a world where this guy stops making YouTube videos. The first time I came across MrBeast wasn't actually through his videos. I came across him from a YouTube interview from someone else's podcast because I was trying to grow a YouTube channel. Yes, I only came across MrBeast like 3 months ago. Yeah, I am not joking. I've seen his face around before, but I didn't know who it was. It just wasn't on my feed. It's not the kind of videos that I watched. But as soon as I heard this interview, I was like, come on, you can't be serious that all you think about is YouTube. You've been obsessed since you were 12 or 13.
Especially if you're like extremely passionate about something at a young age, where most kids are, then you're even, it's more exacerbated that it's like, you know, I didn't talk to anyone. I hardly had any friends because I was so obsessed with YouTube. People would just tell me all you talk about is YouTube. And I would try to talk about something else. But back then I was so hyper obsessed.
You've reinvested all of your money. You pay people to be voice actors and dub your videos in Spanish and in Japanese. I'm like, no one can be that obsessed about this.
Yeah, we have voice actors and everything.
Wow.
So these are the exact same videos on my main channel, but we pay voice actors to dub over them. We translate the text in the video, everything.
MrBeast en español.
Hoy, mis amigos y yo volveremos a la primaria. Al final de la clase haremos un examen.
And now I get it. If you haven't seen my video about how YouTube supposedly changed my life, then click here to watch it, okay? Because I get it. I am obsessed. I wake up thinking about YouTube. I go to bed thinking about YouTube. I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm scripting YouTube videos. I got the idea for this YouTube video by waking up randomly at like 3 a.m. in the morning or 4 a.m. and just like idea popping up in my head. And honestly, I don't know who woke me up, but I just know that I woke up and that was exactly what I thought about. And I wrote it down and went back to sleep. I can't imagine a world right now where I quit. So what am I trying to say? Perhaps the people quitting YouTube have just burnt out because the reason for starting YouTube in the first place, or the reason for staying on YouTube in the first place, was somewhat extrinsic. Because if you have intrinsic motivation, you will find the flow. Psychologists called the flow as that sweet spot where you just do things somewhat effortlessly. It's the right amount of challenging, but also you have the right skill set to accomplish whatever it is you want to do. And that is what MrBeast has mastered. Number two, the reason why MrBeast will never ever quit YouTube is because he's built a community around him. And no, I'm not talking about his fans. I'm talking about the people that make these videos with him. MrBeast talked about how when he started off on YouTube, he used to meet with upcoming YouTubers like him and they would all just brainstorm how to be better YouTubers.
Most of my growth came actually after I graduated high school. Basically what I did was I somehow found these other like 4 lunatics. We were all super small YouTubers and we basically talked every day for 1,000 days in a row and did nothing but just like hyper study, like what makes a good video, what makes a good thumbnail, what's good pacing, like how to go viral.
You need that because YouTube can be isolating when you're scripting by yourself, you're recording by yourself, you're editing by yourself, everything by yourself. It's a very isolating experience. But something MrBeast is doing correctly, it's the way he's just built a community around it. I mean, now we have has a whole production team and he has friends that he makes videos with. So this will not feel lonely. This cannot feel isolated. And that's the reason why this guy would never get burnt out. Psychologists say that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your relationships. I think as much as MrBeast says that he has no social life and everything he ever thinks of and everything he ever does is about YouTube, I think he does have a life in YouTube. He has a social life in YouTube. The people that he makes YouTube videos with have become his community. They've become his social group. The people that he brainstorms with, the people that he meets with, and they strategize together about how to make the thumbnails better, about how to make the best ideas possible, like he always says.
I just surround myself with these lunatics, and just every day, like, we didn't do anything. We had no life. It's crazy because it's like if you envision a world where you're trying to be great at something and it's just like you learning and fucking up and learning from your mistakes. Also, my mom told me not to curse. Sorry, Mom.
As much as he thinks that he's isolated from the external world, I don't think he is. I think he's just built a new world for himself called YouTube. YouTube is MrBeast's world. Now, that being said, a big reason a lot of these YouTubers were quitting was because they felt like they made YouTube their everything and then they just don't have any life outside of YouTube anymore. That's where balance comes in, because MrBeast himself has said that he doesn't want anyone to be him. Like, he's crazy. He said he's crazy up here. Every time trying to make the best video possible, how his mind is always just hyperactive, trying to think of the next video, the next best thing. But again, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think the reason why MrBeast can keep doing this is because he's young. I think this is something Gen Zs have as an advantage. Like, they've grown up with technology. This is somewhat our new world. And I think the older generation is just finding it hard to be Gen Zs. They didn't grow up like this. We grew up with digital technology. So I think we're just more used to it. And I think we have more longevity for that reason, because although we're not really going for stereotypical, high paying jobs like, being a lawyer, being a doctor, a lot of people want to be creators now because, yeah, perhaps they see that it's fun. But also we realize that in order to do things sustainably, in order to have longevity and be successful at anything, you have to enjoy it. Not to say that everyone loves their job. I mean, I have a full-time job that, yeah, I pretty much enjoy, but I'm doing YouTube because, let's face it, this is more fun for me. So I think this new generation have just realized that this is the secret to life. All these happy moments, all these happy experiences that we accumulate, that is what life is all about. MrBeast talks about how he reinvests all his money into his videos, and people asked him, is that like a reasonable business idea? And he says, I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, what does he need money for?
All the money I make. I don't. Why do I need money?
So you don't like go crazy? You don't have a Ferrari or anything nuts?
No.
I mean, you need money for a lot of things. I have a video coming up about whether or not money makes you happy, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I mean, you do need money, but this guy is just gone crazy. Like, he's crazy. Like, he's saying, why do I need money? I can just make better YouTube videos. So I think you have to have that level of passion. You need to be that bit crazier, that little bit crazier in order to actually succeed for a long time on YouTube. And not that everyone has to be MrBeast, but I think this is the reason why creators are quitting, because it is tough. Being on this platform consistently now for over 2 months, I see it. I see the level of work. It is not easy. Like, making videos and then editing it for hours. My entire weekend for like 8-9 weeks has just been me sat at a cafe editing my videos. Yes, that is isolating, but I find it fun. No one can tell me nothing, okay? No one can tell me nothing. As much as I'm stressed out, that stress is still kind of fun to me. So now I think I'm just having a great time out here. And that is the secret to longevity on YouTube. When it stops feeling good, it gets harder and harder to keep going. I don't know why I stumbled on the word harder there, but you get what I mean. And MrBeast, if you ever do make BeastTube, I think I deserve a shout out for that.